I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Just before I turned this camera on, I was in tears. And I just had to make a video. I just posted my sermon notes from today's sermon, and I'm just always amazed at the way in which God answers prayers. And oftentimes when I'm praying, y'all, I don't pray for stuff. Like, I have full confidence that with hard work, consistency, which is something I have to work in so many areas in my life. But I am so confident that God will continue to provide my needs and even my wants. I don't even be praying for stuff, y'all. I really don't. Oftentimes my prayers are for understanding, for peace, which is something that I have, like, since I gained peace, it's something that I pray, like, for the ability to keep and maintain all the time. And so today's sermon touched on so many things that I prayed about just this morning. And I'm just amazed. Not amazed in the sense like I wasn't expecting it or that I haven't seen God move like this before, but I just feel like that's a testament to, like, having faith and just trusting God to direct our paths. And I just want to say, like, I'm not a super religious person at all. I'm definitely more spiritual than I am religious. And I've done a video about that before. Maybe I'll do another one. But I also know that there are things that I still take from going to church, like sermons and, just the fellowship associated with going to church, which I watched church virtually today, but y'all know what I mean. Like, just in general, going to church is still definitely stuff that I take from that. So it's something that's still important to me. But y'all, okay, let me just share. So yesterday I worked, came home. Y'all finally got me watching Squid Games. I started watching that yesterday. I did that. But overall, it was just like a very, I don't know. It just was a day where I was just in my feelings. I can't even pinpoint really what I was in my feelings about. And I cried yesterday. And the reason why that is so, like, distinctive to me or for me is because, y'all, I rarely cry. There was a point in my life where I would cry all the time and any little thing would make me cry. But now that I feel like I've healed from stuff, a lot of stuff, I rarely cry. So when I cry, it's always like that mile marker for me to say, okay, Chantrice, let's slow down. Let's figure out what's going on. But I really couldn't put my finger on anything yesterday. So, I said my prayers before I went to sleep, and I just asked for provision. I just asked for, like, just show me what it is that maybe I'm bothered by or I'm struggling with that I haven't been able to be honest with, like, be honest with myself about, right? So then I woke up this morning feeling good, and as soon as I woke up, I felt led to just go out and walk. So I got dressed, went to my old high school and walked, and I was praying and just, again, asking God to reveal certain things for me. And I did touch on the fact that, like, I don't ever want to get caught up in the materialistic world. And so I was praying and I said, anything that I do desire in life, I want it to be a reflection of my faith in you. Meaning, anything that I achieve in life, I never want to get to the point where I am saying, I did this on my own, because that's the farthest thing from the truth, y'all. Anything that I have up to this point in life definitely has been because of God's grace and mercy. So then I was watching church this morning. One of the things that the pastor said was, when you manifest, I put this in my notes on Instagram, so go check out my notes. But he said, when you manifest, like, do it so that you can show other people that God can do anything. Do it so that God gets the glory for it. I was like, okay, because I just told you, I could see where I was on the track when I prayed that prayer. And then for that to be something that he said, it kind of confirmed that, for me, God heard me, like I was heard. And then he went on to talk about how when we interact with people, don't let people change your spirit. Don't let people alter your spirit, because them spewing out hate or, you know, just negativity is just a reflection of the stuff that's inside of them. And that's still something that, it's something that I've gotten a lot better with. I mean, I have grown so much in that. But admittedly, it's still something that, you know, I have to check myself on some days. And the crazy thing is, it happened just yesterday at work. I worked yesterday. Like I said, I really enjoy working front desk, but whenever I work on Saturdays, it's this one lady, and I always know when she come in, I have to check myself. Yesterday was no different. So when I work the front desk downstairs, I always, you know, greet people, get their number, their patient ID number from them so I can put them in the queue to be dosed. And then as a courtesy, I just said, hey, you know, make sure you have your ID out when you get to the dosing window and you have your lockbox, because it makes the process go that much smoother instead of them getting to the dosing window, then have to rummage through their stuff, find their ID, that kind of thing. But I think I asked, I was like, you know, said good morning to her, and I was like, you got your ID on you? You got your lockbox on you? She was like, I always have my ID. My ID is a part of me, blah, 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 blah. And then when she said, like, she was just nasty about it. So then behind her was one of my patients. And, you know, I was like, good morning, sunshine. And she greeted me. She was like, oh, my God, I'm so glad to see you here on Saturdays. Like, I wish you work every Saturday. I'm like, girl, no, don't put that on me. But it's good to see you, too. I was like, you know, you got your ID. Oh, my God. I was like, thank you so much. She was like, yeah, I got my ID, girl. I keep it on me all the time. And I was like, thank you so much. I was like, you know, thank you for seeing that I'm just, you know, trying to help y'all out by asking if you got your ID. And I did that. It was nice. It was like being nice, nasty. It was being nice, nasty. But instead of me going back and forth with that other lady, I was like, you know what? I'm going to let the hell out of her. Meaning, I'm going to show her that it's people that appreciate the fact that I'm checking in and that I'm looking out for them. So I'm going to allow her to see how many people don't act like her, and allow that to be the change. Allow that to be what lets her know that she's the person that's out of line here, or she is the issue here. And so she waited maybe 10 minutes, went up a dose, and then when she was leaving out, when people leave out, when they walk past me, I always say, you know, have a good weekend, be safe. And when she was leaving, she was like, oh, I didn't know that was you. And when she said that, I knew she was kind of, you know, just using that as a segue to say something else to me, because she don't, like, this lady don't see me outside of me working Saturdays. Unless she might see me in passing coming from upstairs, because I speak to everybody when I go downstairs throughout the week, but it's her acknowledging me in that way. I knew that was just a segue for her to say something else. Like, I literally looked at her and I was like, you know, being funny with her, joking with her, showing her that what she said, or, you know, trying to again show her that her negativity did not affect my energy, even though behind my mask I was like, girl. And she was like, she's like, I understand why you ask people that, and thank you. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm just looking out. I know you take your recovery seriously, and so you make sure you have everything that you need to have when you come in and dose. But, you know, sometimes people forget stuff. We all human. She was like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Thank you, thank you. And then for the pastor to say that again, to say that today, just affirmed to me that that is the approach that I have to take with people. Like, I have to set my pride to the side, because for any time that I feel like checking somebody, I'm instantly checked within, and I am reminded to check myself and to acknowledge that me wanting to get back at somebody or get at somebody for something that they said to me or the interactions that we had is just my pride. It's my pride, it's my pride, it's my pride, and I would not be a slave to my pride. So hearing that today kind of reaffirmed for me that that's how I have to go through life with people like that. I'm sorry I'm looking off to the side, but I'm thinking as I'm talking. I literally finished watching church. I came and set my ring light up, and I'm recording this video, so I really didn't have time to get myself together. That was the second thing. And then the third thing that he said that really stuck out to me, he was talking about, well, there's two more things. He talked about how a lot of times the test in our purpose is when we are doing what we feel like we're called to do and we're not getting acknowledged for it. And he was like, so when that happens, when you don't get the acknowledgement you feel like you deserve, do you still continue on? That's how you determine whether or not you're doing something for the glory of God, or, you know, acknowledging that it's your purpose, or whether it is self-centered. And I had to check myself on that, because y'all, with these YouTube videos, I put a lot into some of these videos. you know, with the editing and taking the time to record them. And I know I'm not consistent in it, and that was where I was checked. But it's been videos I'm like, yo, this gonna hit. Like, this gonna be the one. And then I get like 100 and something views on it. Now, over time, those views will increase. But at that, you know, at the time where I may get 100 and something views, I'm like, yo, am I not as impactful as I think I am? Like, what is this? But that is a reflection of me making it about me instead of saying, yo, this video reached 150 something people. Out of those 150 something people, like, somebody that watched that video got something out of it, and that's where my focus needs to be, and not playing the numbers game. And that's me being honest. And so I heard that, and then I also heard, when I say heard, I mean like it really spoke to me. He also talked about how when we are doing the work of God, when we are operating in our purpose, how we need to be just as diligent, excited, committed to that as we are to the other stuff that we do in life. That was also something I was checked on, because again, I really know that my story, sharing my story and just being a voice of reason, is a part of my purpose. And I'm not consistent on YouTube like I need to be at all. I've told y'all that before, and I'm still saying it today. I'm not as consistent as I need to be. I am worried about how I'm perceived, like on social media. It's a video about my last relationship that literally I have been holding on to that video for like a year. Well, we've been separated going on 2 years, but I have been like thinking about that video for like a year and a half now, and I still haven't done it because I am worried about how I will be perceived in that video. And it's not a video where I'm going to be bashing anybody or anything like that, but it's one of my most vulnerable moments. I recorded my last moments in the apartment before I left, and I have not watched it back because I don't know if I'm ready to see that part of myself, like just how I was back then. But I remember when I recorded, I said, this is a part of my story, and I had to record it because it's going to help somebody else one day. But even in that, even in knowing that, it's still something that I have not done because I'm worried about how I'll be perceived. But I can't say that I'm committed to walking in purpose and doing what I feel like I'm meant to do, and I want to help other people, and then not do the one video that I know I'm supposed to do just that. You know what I mean? And, you know, on days when I'm tired, I may have planned to record a video, and then it'll be a day where I'm tired. I'm like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. But when that 2:30 alarm go off in the morning and I have to get up for work and I'm still tired, you know, I get up and I go. So I need to be just as committed to my purpose outside of work as I am to making sure that I'm meeting the mark for my employer. I heard that thing and I said, you know what? You're right. And I think that's, you know, that's a huge part of just growth, acknowledging my own mess, being honest about my own mess, and, you know, being able to be just transparent about the areas in which I'm still struggling. Y'all, I got on here with nothing. Like, my hair look a mess, lips probably dry, but this was something that I knew I needed to do. I needed to, you know, capture this moment. So here it is. I hope that something that I said helped somebody. If you haven't already, head to my Instagram and check out the sermon notes that I recorded today. And again, I just appreciate anybody that's watching this video, anybody that took the time to come over here from my Instagram and watch this video. I really hope you all enjoyed it and that you got something out of it. I'm about to get off here and get started with my day. I got a lot to accomplish today. But I'm gonna get it done, and I'm excited about it. So thank you all for watching. Talk to y'all in my next video.